Hi, everyone. Thanks for taking the time to see and watch us today. We are your Innovate team. We wish we could be in person with you, but we know with all the time constraints at the beginning of the year that that's just hard to do. But no, your Innovate team is Sarah Garcia, Jeff Martin, and me, Katie Peters. So thank you for your time today. Our goal is for you to feel more comfortable about the lab, kind of understand what Innovate is, and know that we've created some tasks that we hope bring some fun, relevant, and challenging work to your students, along with working with things in the lab. So let's start with what is Innovate? So Innovate is an approach to learning that integrates different subject area standards and provides students a chance to dive into relevant contemporary problems or issues while applying their knowledge and practicing skills that they will need to be successful in college, career, and life. What we've prepared for all of you are entry tasks. So you've probably seen this on an email. And these are short lessons focused on content standard and integrated with innovation lab materials. And each month we're going to send these out to all elementary teachers and students. And we have three big themes we're going after for the school year. Theme 1 is coding. Theme 2 is multimedia. And theme 3 is design thinking. So we'll be sending these out each month in an email. We'll also make sure we have some video supports for you on the entry tasks, and all the papers that you might need, at least a master copy, will be in each of the labs. We hope that this gives teachers and students easy access into the labs and that you feel more comfortable. Just take a look at those lessons before you jump in and teach those entry tasks. Remember that we're here to support you. We hope that we have a lot of video content on our website that might help you understand what some of the lab tools are and how you can use them. We'd also be happy to meet with you and walk you through stuff in person. Again, we just hope that these lab activities inspire you to be creative and engage students with some hands-on learning experiences that we think they'll really have fun with. We want you to know that your voice matters. And so if you have something that you've done that you want to share with us, please let us know about how your entry task went. Let your site administrator know. We're really seeking your feedback and help in promoting the Innovate Lab. Another thing we are doing that is different than entry task are Innovate Lessons. Our goal with Innovate Lessons are to make lessons that are super robust, very different than an entry task. They could be a few days or even a few weeks long. And the goal of these Innovate Lessons is to include many of the features that you see here so that the learning is super rigorous and inspiring for students. Learning's not just focused on content knowledge, but skills like the success skills you see in the second part, where we really want to see students demonstrate the ability to work together and think flexibly in their work. Lessons are being written with clarity principles in mind, with surface, deep, and transfer knowledge, learning intentions, and success criteria. Our goal with these Innovate lessons is that we start to build a bank of these lessons this year and then move on to next year and spreading these out to more teachers. This year, we have an amazing group of about 30 teachers that have volunteered to be LED teachers or learning experience designers. We've established these teams this year, and as you can see from this slide, they're going to field test Innovate lessons and help us generate some new ideas in each of the grade levels. They also might have a little might be able to help you a little bit in the lab with troubleshooting questions. We are also helping to engage our LED teachers with industry leaders. So we really have a connection of what are we looking for in that ideal graduate and what are the values and visions of Innovate. Our initial LED team is going to help us generate district-wide enthusiasm around the Innovate idea. Our learning designers are quickly through here. Thank you for those of you who entered into this Padlet. We really appreciate you. And LEDs, we'd like you to take a minute to pause this video and introduce yourself at your school. We have LED teachers at each school site, and we have LED teachers across the grade level. So LEDs, thank you, and go ahead and tell everybody why you decided to become an LED teacher. Well, thank you and welcome back. And we want to talk about a few of the nitty-gritty things in the labs. So as you can see in this slide, we've put up a few things that might help you sort of navigate the lab. Reordering equipment, signing up to go use the lab, signing out things, because of course, remember the lab is like a library. You can take stuff out and maybe use it somewhere else. So those are all things that might be working at your site differently. I know at Hawthorne, they created an electronic document to sign up for the lab. So whatever works for your site, but we wanted to give you some master ID documents to get started. I did want to spend a little time on lab maintenance and the first bullet of reset. This reset poster is in each lab, and it's just a reminder for students to really reset and leave the lab the way they found it. So the idea in a maker's area or a lab like this is that each class can come in and it's fresh and new. So to quickly run through reset, it's resetting the furniture, erasing the whiteboard, making sure all the supplies are returned where they were found, that it's efficiently cleaned up, and that technology is charging. If we can do that for each of our classrooms, that would be awesome. If you're wondering about lab procedures, remember that our website has a ton of teacher support and will help you with any lab equipment you might be wondering about. Also, one of the things that we want to talk about is just students being careful with those materials they might be using. For example, Dash robots are pretty fun, and it seems easy that you could just grab Dash's head, but that's not going to be the best way to handle that. So setting up those ideas, kind of like the norms we have around Chromebooks. Holding equipment with two hands, carefully using it, placing robots on the floor so they don't fall off of those tables. Again, we will help you with any lab questions you might have. Visit the website or let us know, and we can help support you to get the lab up and running at your site. We wanted to let you know a couple of other things that are part of our plate of activities for Innovate. We are really connecting with the voice of industry and local business leaders. We put on several tours throughout the year. We bring in very interested industry leaders that are potential foundation donors and really ask them, like, this is what we're doing with students. What do you think? How is that moving them forward in what you need as an employer? We're taking field trips to some local industries like Trust Automation and Mind Body. We're taking our LED teachers there for them to learn from those business leaders what habits of mind and skills are so important that our students need in this day and age. We also are being very intentional in aligning with our career technical education or CTE pathways in the high school so that students are super prepared for middle and high school success. And this last bit is POW. If you're a third or fourth grade teacher, I hope I perked your ears up. Innovate is working with Creeklands on protecting our watershed, which is POW, and creating Innovate lessons that focus on environmental literacy, local habitats and species, along with the integration of NGSS and FOSS science standards. You might know this as Trout in the Classroom for third graders. So third and fourth grade teachers, look for an email soon about the follow-up of potential of POW opportunity for this year. There are some important links we want to make sure you have. You're going to have this slide deck, but I wanted to point these out. We have a lab introduction video you're going to watch in just a minute or two. We hope you share this with your students. Sarah Garcia is our actress and did a great job of kind of introducing everybody to the lab. We have also created a quick entry task video for teachers to look out for the August-September collaboration activities, the K2 link and the 3-6 link. So K2 is working with BBOTs, 3 6s working with spheros. Our website always has a bunch of tech support and all the things you might need. And we also have created a Padlet. So we'd love to get your questions and comments and any things you might have questions about through this screencast or anything about iInnovate. So please go ahead and watch this video. Again, our last slide after this video is just a thank you. Email us anytime and enjoy this year and let us know how we can help you in any way. We really appreciate your time.
Oh, hey, come on in. I'll show you the lab. I'm Miss Garcia. Quick, I was just cutting something on the laser cutter. It just finished. Check it out. Isn't it awesome? This is one of the neat parts about our labs is that we have a laser cutter that can engrave or cut wood, acrylic, cardboard, you name it. And all the supplies that you need are right here. I'll show you some other cool things about the lab too, if you've got the time. This is Dash Robot. You've probably seen Dash before, and Bebot, and Spheros. We have tons of coding things for you to do in here. Dash, this one's name's Happy. They all have different names, but he can do all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn Dash on, and you have an iPad that you can code right away. So I'm gonna connect Dash right here, and then I'll search for my robot, and there's Happy. And look at that, I've connected to Happy. This lab has so much opportunity. I'm gonna put Happy on the floor so you can see what Happy can do. Happy's in the drive mode, so I can drive, turn, and Happy can do all kinds of fun things. Watch him be a dog. Oh, Happy, you're so silly. But there's way more I can show you about the lab. Let's talk about this Sphero. A Sphero's kind of like Happy, the Dash robot, but it can do other things as well. You just go to the Sphero app on one of the iPads in your lab, and then you connect to the one that's closest to you, and voila, you're connected to your Sphero Bolt. You can change the colors, you can make it brighter, so it's like a party in a robot. You can move your Sphero. Don't want him to roll off the table. There's all kinds of coding things you can do, including the Bebot. The Bebot is a little bit more simpler to code, but same thing. Every action has a reaction. Ready, go! Wow, look at my Bebot go. These are Lego Mindstorms. You might have seen these before. It puts robotics and coding together where you can have it pick things up or do all kinds of movement. It's full of surprises. This is a more advanced coding, but it's in your labs waiting for you to use. Follow me this way. We have a big TV. Isn't that awesome? It's just like a real computer, but it's giant. I've got plenty to show you, but first I want to visit. Wow, Egypt. Look at those pyramids. Look at the camel. Oh wow. Oh. This is virtual reality. It makes you think that you're somewhere else, but you're really here in the lab. You can travel anywhere in the world that you want. This one's traveling to Egypt. You select it and then look in the glasses, and there you go. You're in Egypt. You can look around as if you're looking around the room in real life, but you've got to be careful about your surroundings because sometimes, like I just did, you forget that you're actually in the lab. Well, enough about virtual reality. Let me show you the 3D printers. Come on, quick. These are the 3D printers. There's a lot of them in your lab, and they're available for you to design your own designs using Tinkercad, or you can print a design that somebody already made, depending on what your project is. The limit is endless here in the labs. Possibilities are endless. So This is a shark that I made. Check it out. It's pink, my favorite color. But you can use any kind of color you want because your labs are full of filament that is any color you'd like, and you can print your design. So projects in here, we can do so many projects. We've got chalk, we've got even tools if you feel like building things, and these are pretty fun. They're called magnetiles. They've got little magnets in them, but you can build shapes, you can build all kinds of things and put them together. I've built a house once. That was pretty fun. I wonder what you could do with magnetiles. Let's keep going. We have all kinds of great things. If you look at the tables are fully stocked with things like tape, popsicle sticks, spoons, watercolors, pipe cleaners, and you have these student desks, which are pretty special because they actually lift up. Let me add one more thing. The iPads. I mentioned those a little bit earlier when I was talking about coding, but you can do something really special with these iPads. You can make your own movies. I mean, the whole thing. We've got audio equipment, we've got lights, we've got cameras, we've got action, we've got a green screen, we've got all kinds of wonderful things inside the lab for you to make a stellar movie. And I mean amazing. Not only that, there's this software on these iPads and it's called iMovie, and you can use it to edit and make your own movie with titles and credits and all kinds of great things. I really am excited to see what kind of movies you make in here. There's so much in here, and I haven't even gotten to the beginning of it. So a few more things. I promise I won't talk any longer. We have design thinking on the wall in all of your innovation labs. This is where we start for all of our projects. We empathize, we research, we define a problem, and then we come up with ways or solutions that we can fix the problem. And then we model and prototype it, and then we test it to see if it works. And then if it works, we publish and we protest. Oh, I think I got a little bit too excited. This place is so amazing, and you'll be able to build so many things and solve so many complex problems. And one last thing before I let you go, because obviously I've got to do some more projects in here, is our collab space. This space is in all of your labs, and there's usually 3 whiteboards. So this one has 3 whiteboards and these really fun, colorful chairs that you can sit in. They're so comfortable. You're really gonna love this place. Well, thanks for visiting. I've had tons of fun, but I really wanna make something else on that laser cutter. So I'm gonna have to ask you to leave, but if you'd like to come back, then please do, because this lab is for you and no one else. So come into your lab, join your teachers, design, build, and create. We can't wait to see what you do. See you later.